Burke. I work with St. Lucie Public Schools. We're going to be working together for the next 4 weeks. Our focus is going to be subtraction. Subtraction is really important. I use subtraction all the time. Like when I go to the store, I need to make sure that I have enough money left to buy what I'm buying, especially when it's yummy candy bars. I also need to use subtraction when I share those candy bars with my friends. That way I know how many I have left afterwards. Other times I use subtraction. I use subtraction when I play sports, like volleyball or softball, because I need to know how many more or less points my team has than the other team. Can you think of ways that you use subtraction?
Oh, I know.
Oh goodness, I forgot. Colby, my dog, is going to help us with our subtraction. Colby, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Colby and I am Mrs. Burke's dog. I like to learn math. Well, that's a lie. You should not lie. No, don't lie. I like to chase lizards because they are my friend. But I am here with you today to learn math. We're going to be doing a lot of adding and a lot more subtracting so that we are really smart guys, girls, and dogs. So, are you ready to learn? Because I'm ready to learn, even though math is not my favorite subject.
Colby, thank you for sharing. I'm sorry to hear that math isn't your favorite. I know you're going to try your best though. Did you say that you had a way that you use subtraction?
Yeah, I use subtraction to find out how many treats I have left.
Good for you. Okay, we better get started because we have so much to learn. Okay, we are ready for our first learning activity. Did you know that addition can help you with subtraction? Let me show you. First, we're going to look at some addition problems. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to show an addition problem with a blank, and you're going to fill it in, so shout out those answers. 1 plus blank equals 10. 9. 2 plus blank equals 10. 8. 3 plus 7 equals 10. 4 plus 6 equals 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. And 9 plus 1 equals 10. Good job. Let's look for some patterns. Do you see any patterns? I see one. Colby, do you see any patterns?
I found a pattern. I noticed that the first number in the equation gets bigger.
Great job, Colby. You're right. The first number in each equation does get bigger. It increases by 1. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 9. Ooh, and if you look at the second number in each equation, that number decreases by 1. Do we see any other patterns? I think I see a pattern. Rather, I see 2 equations that go together. Look here. 1 plus 9 equals 10, and 9 plus 1 equals 10. They use the same numbers, they're just in a different order. Do you see any other equations that go together, like 1 plus 9 and 9 plus 1? Let's see if you found any. I see 2 plus 8 equals 10 and 8 plus 2 equals 10. 3 plus 7 equals 10 matches with 7 plus 3 equals 10. Ooh, there's one more. 4 plus 6 equals 10 and 6 plus 4 equals 10. 5 plus 5 is the same thing backwards. 5 plus 5. Great job. Okay, now that we've looked at some addition problems, we're going to try some subtraction problems. Just like before, I'm going to put an equation up with a blank at the end. I want you to say what goes in the blank. Are you ready? Let's begin. 10 minus 9 equals 1. 10 minus 8 equals 2. 10 minus 7 equals 3. 10 minus 6 equals 4. 10 minus 5 equals 5. 10 minus 4 equals 6. 10 minus 3 equals 7. 10 minus 2 equals 8. And 10 minus 1 equals 9. Great job. Okay, just like we did before with addition problems, I want you to look and see if you can find any patterns. Do you see any? I think Colby sees some.
I see some of the same types of patterns. The first number is always 10. The second number decreases by 1 in each equation. And the last number in each equation, the last number, the answer increases by 1.
Great work, Colby. Let's take a look at what Colby said. That first number is always 10. Our second number decreases by 1. It starts at 9, decreases to 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 1. The answer, the third number in each equation, increases by 1, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. Now, with our addition problems, we had equations that went together. Do we have those for our subtraction problems? Ooh, I see one. 10 minus 9 equals 1, and 10 minus 1 equals 9. Do you see other equations that go together? Look hard. How many can you find? Okay, let's see which ones you found. I see 10 minus 8 equals 2, and 10 minus 2 equals 8. I see 10 minus 7 equals 3, and 10 minus 3 equals 7. I see one more. Do you see it? 10 minus 6 equals 4, and 10 minus 4 equals 6. 10 minus 5 is 5, and if you flip that around, it's the exact same thing again. 10 minus 5 is 5, so it's by itself. Okay, now we're going to look at a couple problems to see how addition and subtraction are related. I had $7, and then I saved $3 more. How much do I have now? That sounds like addition because I have $7 and I'm getting more. So I need to do 7 plus 3 equals 10. There's my equation. $7 plus $3 equals $10. Okay, let's try another. I had $10 and then I spent $3. How much do I have left? Well, if I have money and I'm spending it, that means I'm going to have less money, which means I need to take away, which means I'm doing subtraction. So 10 minus 3 equals 7. There's my equation. These two equations have the same numbers. 7 plus 3 equals 10, and 10 minus 3 equals 7. They're related. If I know 7 plus 3 equals 10, I can use that equation to help me solve 10 minus 3 equals 7. I want you to see if you can find the equations. I had $1 and then I saved $9 more. How much do I have now? Okay, let's see if you've got it. If you said 1 plus 9 equals 10, great job. $1 saving $9 more, 1 plus 9 equals 10. Okay, let's do another. I had $10 and then I spent $9. How much do I have left? Did you say 10 minus 9 equals 1? Great job. You start with $10 and then you spent 9. 10 minus 9 equals 1. Just like before, 1 plus 9 equals 10, you can use that equation to help you solve 10 minus 9 equals 1. Okay. Was a lot of thinking. We have earned our first brain break. I'm going to do 10 jumping jacks. So go ahead and stand up. Make sure you have enough space to be safe. You don't want to knock something over or accidentally knock someone because they're too close to you. So stand up. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whoa, great job. Now we've got our blood pumping. We need to get our minds focused for learning again. So we're going to do 3 deep, mindful breaths. Okay, have a seat. Here we go. Put your hand on your belly so that you can feel your breaths. Ready? And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Last one. Breathe in and out. Great job. Your mind is focused and ready for learning.
Okay, we're going to practicing subtracting from multiples of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. We're going to be practicing starting with 10 minus 3. What we want to do is learn how knowing 10 minus 3 is going to help us with all of these other equations. You ready? Okay, here's 10 minus, I'm going to take away, I'm going to go back, 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, next I do 20 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. 20 minus 3 is 17. 30 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. 30 minus 3 is, you got it, 27. Okay, next I have 40 minus 3. 40 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. 40 minus 3 is 37. I bet you can make a prediction about 50 minus 3. Let's see if you're right. 50 minus 1, 2, 3 is 47. Did you get it? Okay. 60 minus 3. 1, 2, 3 is 57. Huh. Are we seeing any patterns? 70 minus 3. 1, 2, 3 is 67. Okay. Next I have 80 minus 3. 80 minus 1, 2, 3 is 77. And 90 minus 3 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 87. Last one, 100, whoa, minus 3, 100, minus 3, 1, 2, 3 is 97. Write that over here. Okay. Knowing 10 minus 3 is 7, how does that help us? Well, first, let's talk about what we see here. Do you notice any patterns in our numbers that are our answers?
Well, I noticed that there's a 7 in the ones place of all the answers. But I also noticed that the tens place of the answer is 1 10 less than the tens place of the number you start with. So when we started with 30, our tens place had 3 tens, but the answer for 30 minus 3 is 27. So that's only 2 tens, which is 1 less 10. And there's a 7 in the ones place.
Oh, there's a 7 in the ones place for every one of our answers. That's interesting. The tens digit for the answer is 1 less than the tens digit of the number we started with. So here we started with a 2 in the tens place, and now we have a 1. So we went 1 less. Here we have a 3 to start with, but our answer has a 2. It's 1 less in the tens place. Here we started with 44 tens, but in our answer we only have 3 tens. Here we started with 5, but our answer only had 4 tens. So for all of these equations, our ones place is a 7, just like in our original problem. 10 minus 3 is 7. But our tens place is always 1 less than the tens place that we started with. That's a good pattern to know. I wonder if that works for other equations.
For our next activity, you will need your workspace book. If you don't have it already, please go get your workspace book and a pencil now. Okay, hopefully you have your workspace book and a pencil ready so that we can begin our next activity. We will be on page 2 and 3 for our activity. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the directions and example on page 2. All activity pages will have directions and an example to help you when you're working by yourself. The directions on this page say, first, write the number in the first blank of each equation. You can see in blue they filled in the number 4 on the first blank of each equation. The second direction says to use the pattern to complete the equations. That's the pattern we just practiced in our video. You may use the 1 to 100 chart to check your answers. So they've completed 10 minus 4 is 6, 20 minus 4 is 16, 30 minus 4 is 26, and 40 minus 4 is 36. Just like when we subtracted 3, the pattern remains the same. Because 10 minus 4 is 6, all of the answers, as you can see, end in 6. Just like when we subtracted 3, the tens place digit in the answer is going to be 1 less than the number you started with. So for 20 minus 4 equals 16, you started with 2 tens in 20, and you're ending with 1 10 in 16. We will do number 1 together. So have your pencil ready so that you can fill in the answers as I fill them in on the whiteboard.
Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to get your workspace book. Just like for the example that you just saw, we're going to be on page 2. On page 3, there is a hundreds chart in case you get stuck. Okay, this is number 1. We're going to do number 1 together, and later you'll have a chance to do numbers 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Now, for number 1, if you follow along in your book, you can write the answers down too. It says our number is 5. According to the directions, we're supposed to put a 5, our number, in the first blank. Then we solve the equation. 10 minus 5. Now remember, if you get stuck, you can look at your hundreds chart. If I look here, I have 10 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Now I have 20 minus 5. Well, 20 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15. Remember that pattern we were talking about? What number is going to be in our ones place? Right, 5. Just like in this first equation, we're going to have 5s in our ones place. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 20 minus 5 is 15. There's our 5. Based on the pattern we learned earlier, our tens place should always be 1 less. Is it? Is 1 less than 2? It is. So this is following that same pattern. So I put my 5 for my next one. 30 minus 5. I know my ones place is going to be a 5. I know my tens place is 1 less than 3. Well, 1 less than 3 is 2, so my answer should be 25. Let's go check. 30 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 25. So we got. Awesome. Only 2 more. 40 minus 5. Well, my ones place is going to be a 5. My tens place is going to be 1 less than the 4, which would be 3. So my answer should be 35. 40 minus 5 is 35. 40 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 35. We got it. Last one. I bet you already know the answer. I put my 5 in. 50 minus 5. My ones place has a 5. My tens place is going to be 1 less than 5, which is 4. Let's check it. 50 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 45. It matches. We did it. Great job. Now, you're going to do the rest of the problems on this page after the show is over today. You'll do numbers 2, 3, and 4, and you'll check those with your teacher tomorrow. Okay? Wonderful. Now we're going to move on to lesson 2. We are going to practice representing our addition and subtraction problems with open number lines. Our first problem says, I saved $4. I saved $3 more. How much do I have? Well, let's think. We are starting with $4. We're saving $3 more. That sounds like I'm getting more money, so I'm going to add 3 plus 4, or 4 plus 3. What does that equal? Well, let's see. If I start at 4, then add 1, 2, 3, I end up at 7. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Great. Okay, now let's try another one. I had $7. I spent $3. How much is left? Well, I'm starting with 7. I'm spending money, which means I will have less money at the end, which means I am subtracting. So I'm subtracting 3. I'm starting with 7 and subtracting 3. 7 minus 1, 2, 3 is 4. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Okay, now let's take a look at these with open number lines. Number lines, you may have seen before, have lots of ticks and numbers on them. Open number lines do not. For an open number line, we're going to start with our first number, 4. We're going to make a jump of adding 3. So we write plus 3, and then we write our answer, which is 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. This is an open number line for an addition problem. Over here, we have subtraction. We're going to write our first number still, 7. But because it's subtraction, our jump is going to go backwards. We're going to write minus 3. We know 7 minus 3 is 4. That is an example of an open number line for a subtraction problem. Okay, let's do a couple more just for practice. Here we go. Our first equation we're going to do is 8 plus 2. Over here, I know that I'm going to start with my 8 and add 2. 1, 1, 2. Here we go. That's 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. My open number line, I put my first number down first, 8. I am adding 2, so I do my jump forward plus 2, and it equals 10. Another example, this one is subtraction, is 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2, 1, 2 is 8. I still start with my first number, 10, but because it's subtraction, my arrow goes backwards and has a minus 2, and it equals 8. There's an open number line for a subtraction problem. Okay, we're going to open up our workspace book to page 4. Open that workspace book to page 4. We're going to do the first 2 problems in your workspace book together. That way you get a start for what you can finish later. Problem number 1 in your workspace book on page 4 says 5 plus 4. Let's take a look at our hundreds chart. I'm going to start with 5 and add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 plus 4 equals 9. I start for my open number line with my starting number 5. I'm adding, so my arrow goes forward. I'm adding 4, so I write plus 4, and my answer is 9. Okay, I hope you recorded that in your workbook. We're going to do number 2 now, together. Okay. Number 2 says 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 5. To start my open number line, I am going to start with my 9, because it's my first number. I'm subtracting, so my arrow goes backwards. I write that I'm subtracting 4. My answer is 5. That is how I write my open number line for the equation in number 2. Go ahead and write that down now. Okay, you are all set to do the rest of this page on your own. Your teacher will look at it with you tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It has been a fantastic day 1, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys tomorrow. Bye now.